Hi, I'm Heidi Shorts, and this is Mrs. Shorts Makes. And today I'm going to show you how to use the chubby crayons that we made in our last video. As an art teacher, I've always been inspired by the textured illustrations of author Eric Carle. In my classes, I show my kids how to make beautiful paper and imaginative collages in the style of Mr. Carle. This lesson is always a hit, guaranteed. Along with our chubby crayons, we use a variety of unconventional tools to create visual texture. And today, I'm going to show you a few. Okay, so let's get started. My first texture tool looks like a cutting board on one side, but it's got some bumps on the other. I think I picked it up at the thrift store. It makes a great texture tool. I'm going to put it down, bumpy side up, then I'm going to take my smooth piece of paper and lay it on top. And then with my chubby crayon, I'm going to rub in one direction across the paper. And now we've taken a smooth piece of paper and it looks like it's bumpy instead. So now we're going to do another sample. I'm going to choose another color and another texture. Now we're going to take our textures and we're going to take them up a level. We're going to add another layer of color, and we're going to do that by using watercolor paints. For my purple sample, I'm going to be using some blue paint because I want kind of a low contrast combination of colors. Much more interesting than if it had just had the white background. Now I want more of a high contrast combination of colors, so with my yellow I'm going to be using some black paint. You can really see how the yellow pops against that dark background. After you've painted all your papers, you're going to have a really great collection of colors to choose from. Here are some other tools that you might be able to find at little or no cost. A blown tire, a metal grate, plastic sheeting, the kind that protects fluorescent light bulbs, a placemat, a bag from oranges from the grocery store. And here's a metal pan that could go in the oven. All of these things have great textures that can be used to transform a piece of flat paper into a piece of paper that looks like it could be bumpy or lumpy or fuzzy or whatever you want it to become. Now here's where your kiddos really get to use their imaginations. They're going to take a look at their papers and they're going to be thinking about what they remind them of. You can ask them questions like, does this remind you of something under the sea? Does it remind you of something in outer space? Does this texture look like the rough shell of a turtle, or does it look like the beautiful wings of a butterfly? Give them a chance to take a look at their papers and think about what speaks to them. Each piece of art will be unique because each child is unique and they will see something different in the patterns and in the colors that they've created. After your kids get excited and start to think about what kind of things they see in their pictures, this is where we go back to Eric Carle and we think about his inspiration for creating collage. We're going to be cutting out large pieces of our papers and then putting them back together like a puzzle to create a picture. Once your kids have decided what they want to create, now it's time to cut out the pieces, put them together like a puzzle, and create their picture. What I like to recommend is that they trace or draw their shapes nice and large, and for some of their textured papers it's really dark on the front, and so it's easier to turn it over to the back side where they can see what they've drawn, and then it's much easier to cut out. I've taken a variety of colors and patterns that suggested to me a fantasy garden, and I've put those together in a finished collage. Your kids will come up with some amazing ideas that you hadn't even considered, and half the fun of this is the process rather than the final project. They'll have so much fun putting it together and doing that. You'll find that when you're done with this project, you'll have a lot of scraps left. And there's inspiration here as well. You can take bits of these beautiful colors and you can help your kiddos to create some beautiful greeting cards that they can send to Grandma and Grandpa, or they can take some old empty cans from around the house and cover those and turn them into really interesting new containers to help them stay organized. Thanks so much for watching today. Be sure to click below to subscribe. Okay, so let's